Welcome to the History AI podcast, where the past comes alive with facts, anecdotes, and a dash of humor. Here are your hosts, Chuck and Marco.
Hey there, history buffs, welcome back to another episode of the History AI podcast. I'm your host, Chuck.
And I'm Marco. We've got a fantastic episode lined up for you today. We'll be diving deep into the life of Anne Hutchinson, a remarkable woman from colonial America whose influence still resonates today. But first, Chuck, do you know what Anne Hutchinson and a Wi-Fi connection have in common?
Oh boy. Here we go. No, Marco, what do they have in common?
They both had issues connecting with the Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Good one, Marco. But seriously, Hutchinson's story is one of passion, bravery, and conviction. It's a story that highlights the challenges of being a woman in 17th century New England, and the fierce religious beliefs that shaped the foundation of America.
Anne Hutchinson was born in Marbury. She was born in Alford, Lincolnshire, England in 1591. That makes her over 430 years old if she was still around today.
And she'd probably still be stirring up trouble.
No doubt. She was the daughter of a clergyman, Francis Marbury, and Bridget Dreeden. Her father was a bit of a rebel himself, criticizing the Church of England for not having well-educated ministers. Perhaps that's where Anne got her rebellious streak from.
Seems like questioning authority ran in the family. Speaking of family, Anne had a big one of her own. She married a merchant named William Hutchinson in 1612, and together they had 15 children. Talk about a full house.
Absolutely. And it was her religious beliefs that set her on a path of conflict with the authorities. Anne was heavily influenced by the Puritan teachings, particularly those of Minister John Cotton, whom she greatly admired.
That's right, Marco. The Puritans believed in a direct personal relationship with God and questioned the practices and hierarchies of the Church of England. Hutchinson became an ardent follower of this faith and was known for her intelligence, charisma, and deep knowledge of the Bible.
However, her interpretations of Puritan doctrine started to diverge from the mainstream. She believed in the covenant of grace, suggesting salvation was an inner experience and that outward behavior, or works, didn't necessarily indicate one's salvation. This was in stark contrast to the covenant of works doctrine held by many leaders of the Massachusetts Bay Colony.
And this is where things got messy. Anne's outspoken views, especially her criticism of local ministers, did not sit well with the powers that be.
Not at all. In 1637, Anne was put on trial for heresy and sedition. The trial, presided over by Governor John Winthrop, accused her of undermining the colony's ministers and the civil authority of the state.
During her trial, Anne famously stated, "The Lord knows that I could not open my mouth in such a case, except it were by his direct revelation."
Powerful words. But unfortunately for Anne, the colony's leaders didn't see it that way. She was found guilty and banished from Massachusetts in 1638.
You could say she was mass excommunicated.
Good one, Chuck. It's worth noting that Anne was pregnant during her trial, and the emotional stress she faced likely contributed to the tragic miscarriage she suffered shortly after.
When the world hits hard, hit back harder with Strike Force Energy. The zero sugar, zero calorie, power-packed energy drink additive that fuels your adventure. Just a quick squeeze turns any drink into a relentless power source. Perfect for your workout, your hike, your life. Ready to strike? Visit strikeforceenergy.com, use coupon code UTSALAX24 for an explosive 20% off your order. Strike Force Energy, unleash your potential. Strike Force Energy, fuel the fight within you.
Welcome back. After her banishment, Anne and her family, along with a group of supporters, founded the settlement of Portsmouth in what is today Rhode Island. This settlement later merged with others to become the colony of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations.
But her troubles didn't end there. Due to further theological disagreements and tension with other settlers, the Hutchinson family decided to move again, this time to the Dutch colony of New Netherland, which is present-day New York.
Sadly, Anne's story takes a tragic turn here. In 1643, while her husband was away on a trading trip, Anne and 5 of her children were killed during a Native American attack. It was a brutal end to an already tumultuous life.
Indeed. But Anne Hutchinson's legacy lived on. She is remembered as a champion of religious freedom and women's rights. Her courage to stand up for her beliefs in the face of adversity paved the way for future generations to fight for their rights and beliefs.
Absolutely, Marco. Anne Hutchinson remains a symbol of the enduring spirit of individualism and the pursuit of religious freedom in America.
So Chuck, next time someone tells you to keep quiet about your beliefs, what are you going to do?
I'd probably start a podcast about it.
Sounds like a plan. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to rate and review us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
And remember, history isn't just in the past. It shapes our present and future. So keep learning, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep listening. Until next time.